folks. Welcome to the Lakers Lens podcast. This is the 8th installment. I'm your host, Matt Hollenbeck, joined by my host,
Max Arquilla. What's up?
Sorry, I usually say it.
I know, that's kind of cool to just... Maybe that should be our new thing. Like, I'll just come in. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's stupid.
But we are glad to be back. Crazy week. Lots to talk about. Of course, we got our predictions right. 2-1. We're also recording this one on Monday because they can't decide the schedule. So now they're playing on Tuesday this week. So we'll do it before, and then we'll cover the Tuesday game today.
Preview.
But big news coming out of the Mile High City last night. Of course, AD strained Achilles, out 2 to 3 weeks.
Or calf strain, right? That's what they call it.
Is that what this says?
Yeah, so this is what Adrian Wojnarowski reported. He said Anthony Davis will be reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks after suffering a calf strain. And he did mention, I think he did re-aggravate the Achilles, the tendinosis or whatever it's called. So yeah. I think it was both those things.
Either way, scary situation.
Yep. Because KD had a calf strain. Not to interrupt, but KD, remember, he had a calf, and that's how he tore his Achilles. So that's sketchy, dude. I don't want to mess around with that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I saw that on Twitter a lot. It was like, why is AD even playing if he's not 100% healthy? And if those are two different injuries, it's kind of like linking them together. It seems like it could be two separate things that one caused the other one, and who knows what the third one will be. But I know you have a strong opinion about this, so I'm going to let you take over. But kind of the question is, do we rush to get him back? I know last week I was kind of talking crap on how fragile he is, but this is more serious than I could have expected. Yeah. So what's on your mind?
Yeah, I mean, when you kind of like what you said, it's a little more serious, you know. I mean, this is something you don't want to mess around with when you're dealing with calf, Achilles situations. Okay, so how I'm aware of this tendinosis, I don't think that means that. Okay, I'm not a doctor here, but I don't think, or I think it's a tendon, like if you strain your Achilles, I actually read that doesn't like mean that you have a higher chance of tearing your Achilles, which is good news. Yeah. But I think he's just dealing with a calf issue and Achilles issue. So both those things combined, your body's just going to have to compensate for that injury. And it is not a good idea. You saw Kevin Durant do that. He tried to come back, and what happened? It snapped. So, and not even just that, other injuries can come about from any strain. That's why you got to be careful with that. But especially something that's around and on his Achilles, that just freaks me out. I honestly just rest him. This is one of those things where we have 7 losses. We're going to be okay. It's okay if we get... I said this on the podcast. If we get the 3rd seed, it's okay. If we get the 4th seed, it's okay. We'll survive. We want to get to the playoffs with LeBron and AD healthy. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's all we need to do.
Well, I totally agree with you. The more I think back on it, it's more like, why was he playing to begin with?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Clearly the doctors or the trainer didn't really think it was a huge enough deal to where he couldn't play. So that's like, that gives me some positive, thoughts, because they're not stupid. They're not just going to throw him out there if he has a chance of tearing his Achilles that easily. But
and he said he felt 100% that morning, I read. So he felt good. The doctors cleared him. But man, these things are scary. You just don't. I mean, our season's over. Not to be negative here, but guys, the reality is if we lose LeBron or AD, we're not going to win. I mean, it's just we don't. Our team is founded on those two players. That's like everything with our team,
Yeah. And unfortunately, this is going to increase LeBron's load.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Kind of like what we saw, the past 2 weeks before AD came back, 41 minutes, 43 minutes, 40, whatever. Which we also don't like because we want LeBron healthy, rested, and not
low
putting
miles.
not putting all that weight on him. But they got a lot ahead of them as far as what they're gonna do. I mean,
tough couple games coming up too.
Yeah.
Jazz and Nets. Oh my God, dude.
I mean, are we gonna sacrifice some wins to?
I'm okay with Listen, we're probably gonna lose. I'm gonna predict we're gonna lose to the Jazz and the Nets without AD. But my thing is, I'm really looking for those games where we play average or below average teams. I want to see other guys step up. We'll get into the games. Kuzma's been playing better. I want to see these guys step up, man. So my concerns, my two biggest things with the AD injury, right? So he's going to be out probably after All-Star break. So in this stretch, I'm concerned about what you just said, LeBron's minutes. That's a big concern to me. I don't like the fact that he is playing so much. It really bothers me. And our interior defense is going to struggle, dude.
Yeah.
It was struggling with AD. You take out our best interior defender, just get ready, guys. Lots of paint points coming up for our opposing teams.
Yeah.
It's just, I tweeted this actually today. It's going to happen. So those are my two things. LeBron, more miles and more pressure on him to win games, and just defensively. I mean, AD offensively too can bring us so much, but God, defensively we're going to lose so much.
That's a great point. And I think that's a good segue into our first game of the week, the Thunder Thunder rematch, the third one.
This game, dude. We were texting all this game, remember?
I mean, just looking at the final scores, third overtime game in a row. Lakers 114, Thunder 113. And then you look at the Thunder's roster, and it's like, this is just embarrassing.
It was.
I mean, you have Al Horford as their... If you were barely
and Shea was out.
Yeah, and Shea was out,
Shea was out, and George Hill, too. Yeah. Ugh.
If you barely watch basketball, you wouldn't know any of these players.
Anyone, dude. Yeah.
And, it's like...
So embarrassing.
I don't know. So, Thunder side, you had Kenrick Williams, 24-6. Al Horford, 25, 8 and 8. Dort, 17. Diallo, 15 and 13. And then on our side, you had LeBron James, 25, 6 and 7 on 41 minutes. Kyle Kuzma, 15 and 9. Schroeder, 19, 7 and 5. Harrell had 20, like I said he would. Wes Matthews, 10. Keefe had 9. THT, 4. KCP struggled again with 4 points.
We're gonna need to talk about KCP. That's a big one. I don't know what's going on, but we'll talk about it.
So, one big thing I noticed in this one was like another first quarter just down the drain, down by 14 in the first quarter. 16 turnovers for the game. Just so sloppy from the jump.
Gosh, dude, I know.
And then you could tell, like, LeBron the whole game was, like, so mad.
Yeah, he was frustrated.
He's like, we should not be having to do this. And I hope that kind of, like, sparked a fire, but he was getting so upset. Another note, he's also he's the most turnovers ever.
I know, I saw that.
But, I mean, that's obviously...
But he has the ball in his hand.
Yeah, it comes with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But he did make some ugly turnovers, and guys like Schroeder, just careless with the ball.
Yep.
Jungle ball for a little bit. What did you think of that game?
A lot of negative things for this game. I think one thing when you're talking about LeBron and like his frustration, I think that I've noticed is I think we get our team gets very reliant on LeBron, and I think it's like this. Like I get it, he's our leader, like he's the MVP, but it's like it's sometimes like a blessing and a curse, but it's like we like, I can tell just by their body language or like even just offensive possessions. Like we've talked about this, like just they kind of just like look to LeBron. How good LeBron's playing. He sets the tone for the energy for the team. Dude, that should not happen, man. Play your you should be setting the tone.
Yeah.
That's why I love Caruso so much, because it doesn't matter what, he's playing his absolute butt off. It's like some of these other guys, like even Kuz. I know Kuzma's been playing better. I don't want to rip on Kuzma, but like the Schroeders, like, you know, Gasol. Even, I know he's old, but it's like I've even noticed it with AD sometimes. It's like they're looking to LeBron to kind of set the tone. Take the ball and set the tone yourself, man. You guys are all pros. We get into this kind of like, it's almost like get like hypnotized. We're just going through the motions, and it's like, all right, LeBron, like, what are we doing here? Here, you set it up. Or like, it's so frustrating, man. It's like a game like this, and like LeBron gets like, where's KCP, man? Maybe we should just talk about it now. Like, what is going on, dude? Did he get a raise and he just doesn't care anymore? Like, he got a nice restructured contract. He got more money. Like, played great in the playoffs. Like, my God, he looks atrocious, dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything.
I don't know.
What do you think?
He's always been that kind of player. Like, not streaky, but he's...
Yeah, a little bit. But...
His consistency comes with... in clusters.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you think of the finals, like the whole playoffs. He was that piece, that third or fourth piece that was like, you literally can't win without him hitting those threes.
Oh, yeah.
In the clutch plays.
He was amazing in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He was great.
I don't know if I can pinpoint it. It sounds kind of like just a slump, and I really don't know. I mean, I don't think he's like, I don't think it's anything like internal. Like, I don't think he's mad at anyone, or he's just having a tough time.
Just in a weird funk. Maybe something personal in his life. I don't know.
Sure, yeah. And as you know, I mean, like, once it starts getting going, it gets worse before it gets better. Just because you're so in your head, and like, I don't know.
We just need him so desperately, man. Like, we need that 3-point shooting so desperately. We have been shooting the basketball atrocious, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we'll get to that game, but was it the Grizzlies game? Or, I don't know, one of these games we shot like 6 for 20-something from 3, and we won by like 10. It's like,
oh, yeah.
Dude, like, imagine if we just start shooting better, man. But again, it's like the guys like KCP, we can't have this in the playoffs, man. We're going to need you against the Nets. We're going to, if we play them in the finals, or the Clippers, we're going to need those threes, dude. Trust me, we're going to need that scoring, you know? And
yeah.
I mean, I guess better now than in the playoffs, but I'm a little concerned. So, anyways, here's a few notes here for the Thunder game. I thought our body language was pretty bad. I kind of talked about it, kind of just relying on LeBron, and just really bad body language, slow starts. You touched on that. No focus, laziness, points in the paint at the same themes, dude. It's like, is there ever going to be a time we're going to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, can we just improve on one of these things?
Yeah.
Like, just focus on turnovers or free throw shooting. It's the same thing, man. And it's like, I'm sure Laker fans are frustrated too. I mean, I see it. I see the comments online. It's like, you know, interior, you know, pressure. And I think that, like, the interior defense, I think that's something that just, like, it's just a roster deficiency. Like, that's just something we need, you know, to improve our roster. And we'll probably talk about that. But, man, some of these other things, beating yourself, turnovers, that's something that's just a you thing. That's not just we need to improve our roster. Stop throwing the ball to no one, Schroeder. What are you doing? Take care of the basketball. So that was really frustrating in this game. Are they bored? I wanted to ask you this question. Do you think some of this is just they're kind of bored?
Well, I think it's tough for everyone, especially I think Kuzma said it in a post-game interview. Like, the fans play a big part in their motivation and their energy. So
it's true.
Part of the reason why he said part of the reason why he's been so big on the glass and like getting rebounds is because he needs to like find that energy from within, because you know there's literally no one cheering him on, especially in a state in like California where no one's allowed. There's even some fans in like Texas games, so we don't even get any fans.
The bench needs to be vocal, man. They need to.
Yeah. No, that's really it. I mean, that's like honestly the
bubble,
only...
dude.
Yeah.
We figured it out. Like,
yeah, it's something about playing in an empty gym. It seems like a pickup game.
Yeah.
To an extent. Or practice even. It seems like you're scrimmaging the other team. It's like, what?
I'm sure it's a super weird adjustment for the pros. Like.
Yeah. I feel like the bubble might have even been easier in the sense of playing, because it was a small gym. So it was like every sound was bouncing off the wall, and like every voice was super loud, and like
that's
that
a good
energy.
Point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
But now you have like completely empty Staples Center. It seems like it's like a.
That's why we play bad at Staples. I feel like we play better when there's fans in other arenas.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope we can get some. I think we will. Maybe by playoffs have like limited capacity. I think so.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I don't see the problem with like. Obviously, I don't know, but like put people in different sections.
Yeah,
and you'll be fine.
I don't think there's any. Wear your mask. Like I don't think there's any.
Yeah.
You know, NFL did it the whole year. And from what I read, there wasn't really any like crazy outbreaks or anything. I mean, I think it was pretty. People were pretty responsible. THT's been having a rough few games. I think it's.
Yeah.
I think it's catching up to him a little bit. I think it's just you're playing against the best players in the world. It's just, again, that's why it's guys like Luka Doncic. It's just like an anomaly. You don't see guys like that are 20 years old and are just dominating. Like it's very rare, right? Unless you're like a one of these like recruits that are like a lottery pick where it's like, okay, you just have insane talent. You're Zion and you're just like insane talent. Guys that are like later first rounders and second rounders, like it's really hard. No matter how much talent you have, doesn't mean his ceiling isn't high. Doesn't mean this guy can't turn into a star. Yeah, I've seen those flashes, but I think it's like he was kind of on a high, and I think it kind of just hit him in the face, and he just like kind of the reality of like, whoa, so. I don't know. I think a lot, and the thing with like being young, it's like you kind of get in your head, you overthink things, and I've noticed that with him. A little hesitation. If I'm Vogel, I'm telling him just play the game, stop overthinking it. It's okay, So he's had a couple rough games, and I have to admit that as much as I love him. Something he really needs to work on in the offseason is his mid-range shot and just his shot in general. He needs to create a consistent mid-range. It's going to be so huge for his game. So that's, to me, if I'm his coach, I'm saying you need to work on this in this offseason. No offensive flow, terrible possessions down the stretch. Harrell's defense it's kind of frustrating, man. I mean, he's undersized, and it really hurts him. Again, this is where we're going to have issues with AD out. Teams are going to punish us in the paint, and they know that AD's out. They're gonna target Harrell, Gasol. They're gonna drive, and we're gonna Vogel's gonna have to adjust somehow. He's gonna have to just I wonder if we'll even play some zone. Maybe, who knows? I don't know.
I just saw full collapses several times.
Yeah. Me too.
Like almost like they don't know how to play help defense, or not even help, but like rotate. It's like someone will drive and everything will be fine. Like Harrell or Gasol or someone comes up to like I don't know, double or just kind of like pressure, and then there's a guy wide open underneath the hoop.
Yep.
And
defensive breakdowns all the time.
Just every play, and then maybe they miss that layup, and then instead of boxing out or like ripping the rebound, they're just staring at the ball.
Yep.
Like, there were so many points like that in this game.
I agree. 50-50 balls, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just, I think a part of that is the classic, like, you play down to your competition. It's like, well, they're not going to even make shots, so we'll just let them fall into our hands. But obviously that wasn't the case. And we squeaked out another win.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say one thing about THT. I know I was kind of like giving him like a pass in a way of like, he's young, and I'm really excited for him, and I never was hard on him, but this like stretch of 3 games was...
It's been a little rough.
You know what it is about him is he doesn't... His pacing is all go all the time. Like, there's no... He doesn't have finesse. Like, obviously he has, like, creative finishes and stuff, but as of right now, he's not an outside threat whatsoever. So he can only drive.
And just mid-range, too. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I was bringing up the shooting thing. Like, he needs to bring something else. That's the thing with the NBA is, like, you can start, being one-dimensional and teams will be like, whoa, like, where'd that come from? But as, like, teams start to watch film on you and scout you, they figure you out. And then, you know what? They're going to force you to shoot the ball. And that's going to, and that's the thing. It's like, that's why basketball, like an NBA, it's like, I mean, just actually sports in general, it's like, you can't really be one-dimensional unless you're like a strict role player. But like THT, like, he's going to get a bigger role as the years go on just because he's so talented offensively. But he's really going to have to work on that mid-range. He really is going to have to.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just not a threat at this point, other than driving. And people, like you said, are figuring it out.
He makes nice passes, though, too. That's something I liked about him.
Yeah, but I noticed he falls a lot, and he'll make, like, a crazy decision. Like, he'll get excited, and he'll, like, lose his dribble, and next thing you know, he's in the air, or, like spinning on the ground. Like, that sort of stuff comes with, nerves and confidence and time.
When you're young, like, your adrenaline works, like, extra fast, so it's like you sometimes are a little ahead of yourself. Like, guys like LeBron, they play at a certain pace. Yeah. It's like, it's just, he's 36, he's been in the league for however long. So. But anyways, that's that.
Yeah, we squeaked this one out. Kuzma airballed, or no, he didn't airball it. He missed an easy shot at the end of the game.
I forgot. Don't even remind me. Yeah. That was brutal, dude.
But
come on, man, make that damn shot.
Yeah, that one.
Like
that was
layup.
like that's a classic. Like, it's so easy that he misses it.
Yeah.
But LeBron saved us again. Thank God, I guess.
So, like, games like this in the future with AD out, I don't want to see this again.
Yeah.
I don't want to see OT games, like, even LeBron playing down, like, against the Thunder. Like, I'm so sick of it, dude. Like, I cannot even explain to you. Like, I'm tired of it. You play the Jazz, you play the Nets, you play the Sixers, you get spanked or you lose, you don't have AD. Fine. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
But these stupid games, come out and get your job done.
Yeah.
So
early.
That's my closing thoughts on that one. I don't want to see this again.
Well, it's a good segue to our next game. The Grizzly game on Friday. Super weird game, like
super weird.
Back and forth.
We were down 20-2 to start.
20-2.
Yeah.
I remember even so Richard Jefferson. I watched it on the ESPN broadcast.
Same. Yeah.
He's like, "What is going on right now?"
Yeah, it was a really weird game.
So we went down huge in the first, kind of a mixture of like missed shots, and they made a lot of shots, and then we also suck in the first quarter, like we talked about. And I think that was kind of like the breaking point for first quarter things with us. Is like we finally realized, like, okay, a team like the Grizzlies can come out and go up 20-2 on us out of nowhere.
That should not happen, folks.
Yeah.
You should not be the best team in the league and go down 22 against average team. That just should not happen. I don't care how much you're coasting. That should not happen. Yeah.
But, of course, the final score is 115-105 Lakers. They made a big comeback, especially in the third quarter. But Grizzly stats, kind of all over the board. Ja Morant, nice little night, 22 and 10. Grayson Allen, hate him, 23 and 3. Jonas Valanciunas, 22. Dylan Brooks, so kind of all over the place for them. AD came back strong in a big way. First came back from the tendonitis. tendinosis, whatever it is. 35 points, 9 rebounds in 35 minutes. LeBron, first game under 40 minutes in 3 games. Had very efficient 28, 9, and 8, almost a triple-double. And then it's weird across the board. It's Gasol had 6, Schroeder had 2, KCP had 3, and then Kuzma had 20 and 10. Wesley Matthews had 3, Caruso had 2, Harrell had 14. So really 4 players scored all of our points.
That was a weird
which
game.
is weird, but we ended up squeaking it out. What did you make of AD's return to the league?
What was his stat line again? Do you mind repeating
35
that?
and 9.
Oh yeah, he had a great game. I mean, that's solid stat line. I still think he didn't really fully. It's weird for me saying this when he had 35 and 9, but like he didn't really. I don't know, something with him this year. I feel like one game he really looked like AD, and it was against the Chicago Bulls, the hometown game.
Yeah,
that was like in Chicago. That game he had. What did he have? He had a great game. Didn't he have 40? I don't know. He had something, or 38 or something. I don't know. He had that was like the first time this year I've really seen AD look like AD. And you know what? This whole tendinosis thing, like, it just seems like he's been playing kind of with it, you know?
Yeah.
And that might be why you remember we're speculating, like, why isn't AD, like, it just looks like something's off. You know what? He might have just been dealing with some weird, nagging, injury. And that, you play basketball, you know how it is. Like, it kind, even though, like, you feel fine, you kind of tweak it during the game, and it's kind of just in the back of your head.
Yeah.
And that limits you. Your body kind of just, like, I don't know. You're not full, even though you say you're 100%, you're not really 100%. And you know what? Maybe this injury is a blessing in disguise, and maybe he'll be able to take off a few weeks and get back to the ADB. No. So he looked good in this game, but still, just like something with the aggression, like, I don't know, man. Like, we all watched the playoffs last year. I mean, that guy was unreal. He was shooting the ball lights out. I had put here, obviously, we already kind of touched on it, but getting off to slow starts is a huge issue. It was an issue last year, dude. I don't know why we do this.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is, like, LeBron kind of likes to dissect and kind of, like, cruise through, like, the first half of games and kind of figure out the team and figure out what adjustments that he needs to make.
Yeah.
Oh, Gasol, man, he has just been really bad. It's been rough. You were right, man. I mean, he's just not nearly the same at all. Like, he's just not, dude. Like, it's frustrating, dude. And
he's just big. He's so big, and he's
slow, dude. And like,
he just doesn't look like he's meant to be out there, honestly.
He doesn't. I'm definitely getting worried about that. Schroeder turnovers, I'm going to say it every freaking podcast. I don't care. I'm going to talk about it every time, dude. It's ridiculous, man. And it's the way he's turning it over. It's not like he's trying to drive, and like, it's like he's like at the top of the key and he like throws the ball and the defender's right there. So what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
I just watched it. I'm watching the highlight real quick, and it was Schroeder like just coming around a screen, and he's gonna like hand it off to LeBron, and Dylan Brooks just shoots the gap like no problem.
Just
easy dunk.
He does that every game. Like, oh man, he had 6 turnovers in the first quarter, I think. Valanciunas was an issue in this game. They just kind of looked at the start like they didn't really want to be there. I think they picked it up eventually, but I don't know. Just everyone, again, body language. It's like everyone looks to LeBron and AD. And it's like they got to get out of that funk, man. Like, especially now, like, stop just looking to them. Someone else say, screw it. You know what? I'm going to take the ball in ISO. I don't care. KCP, give me the ball, dude. They're so set in their little box and their little roles, Like, let loose. Just play the game.
Yeah. I think Kuzma did a good job of that this game.
He did. We do need to talk about him. What are your thoughts on him?
Really impressed by his what he did. he's just so interesting. It's like each game is a new thing. It's like it's something with his mindset. It's like he's all or nothing sometimes, and then he's completely out of the game. And these past couple games, he's just been putting his foot on the gas. Rebounds especially, knocking down his shots, attacking the rim. Yeah. Just really I was reading something in it was a San Diego paper, and it talked about like LeBron like admitting at some point that it's really hard for a guy who is supposed to be a star on paper to play in a system like this. But he's carving out his role, and it seems like he's kind of accepted his role to where, you know, his hard work is gonna outweigh his you know, like he's not gonna be able to cruise through possessions, kind of like if LeBron or AD wanted to do sometimes, because he's that third piece. You know, it's very important.
Yeah, it's like, you know, because he's not gonna get as many touches to like, you know, like he used to, where it's like get the ball, go 1-on-1, just because, you know, pass it into AD, LeBron, come around the pick and roll, like, you know, and so what he's doing, which is smart, he's like, okay, then I'm going to go get offensive rebounds. I'm going to make plays for myself. I'm going to try to get a steal and run I'm going to run in transition. I'm going to fill the lane in transition, like, which is what he should do. Now that AD's out, I want to see more off the ball dribbling from him. I want to see more isolation. I want to see him try to take guys 1-on-1, post up, back in. He has good footwork. He needs to utilize that. Now he's going to have a bigger role. He should start every game, in my opinion.
Yep.
Just I want to see more of that. And I want to see LeBron feed him. I want to see LeBron give him the ball. I want to see him get a post-up like they do with AD and feed him. And have Kuzma try to go to the hoop, you know. He's been shooting, like, kind of inconsistent. But, man, I'm really looking at Kuzma this next couple of weeks, really, before All-Star break. I'm going to be looking at keeping a close eye on him. I want to see that confidence. If he misses a shot, dude, get the ball back and shoot again. I don't care.
Right.
That's the old Kuzma, you know?
Exactly.
So anyways, let me wrap up here the notes. So I could tell LeBron looked a little tired in this game. You can tell it was kind of getting to him.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks is annoying, dude. He was like talking all that crap, dude. LeBron just like, don't do that, man. Like, man, that was annoying. You know, like he like got that putback dunk and he like looked at LeBron, and then LeBron almost dunked on him on that, and then he looked at him too. That was sick.
Yeah, you just can't mess with LeBron.
Yeah. So we were talking about you were talking about like defensive breakdowns, right? And like you've noticed that, right? There was an inbounds play. I can't remember who it was, but when you're defending the inbounds pass, you never let the ball go under the hoop, right? Like you kind of, you know, you set yourself closer on the, like the angle of the hoop, make them force it out to the 3-point line, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like setting the edge in football type of thing. But we didn't even do that. I think it was LeBron too. Like someone it just was standing in the middle and they just passed it for
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, dude, like, what are you doing? Those little things, man, those little things are, like, driving us crazy.
Yeah.
Extra effort plays. Basketball is all effort. Free throw shooting was awful. And then our defense started to pick up. It looked like our defense from last year in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Wes Matthews was a plus 18 in this game, dude.
I mean,
and we were 6 for 30 from 3, and we won by 10.
Yeah, that's
that shows how good we are.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but I really have to give props to Kuzma this game. He had a great energy to him. He just played phenomenal. This was one of my favorite Kuzma games. It might have been my honestly favorite Kuzma game the whole season. I know we already talked about it, but man, he looked good. So,
yeah. I wanted to note, like, we've never talked about this, and this is kind of random, but the dump play where, like, AD just seals, like, we're so good at taking advantage of, like, a height advantage. I've never seen any other team do it as much as we do, where we're at like half court to like the 3-point line, and you see AD is like sealing someone under the hoop, or there's a mismatch, and we just dump it off and get an easy bucket or a foul. Like, I realized that this year, like, we do that so much, and it works every single time.
Yeah.
Just the easiest buckets. That's just one thing I noticed a lot this game. And then, towards the end, I mean, just how many countless games can we just pinpoint, like, coming back in the fourth? Yeah. Although ours was like an earlier third quarter thing, but we just looked so good in the second half. Like,
so good, right? We just looked like ourselves, man.
Turned into a blowout, honestly. Like, kind of crazy. And that led to less minutes for AD and LeBron. 34 and 35 minutes. So, all around, we turned it around. I think that was good energy going into the Nuggets game. Unless you have anything more, do you want to take a quick break?
No, we can go to the Nuggets, yeah.
Okay.
This was a sad game to watch.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on in that one, but yeah, we'll take a quick break. I just can't talk right now. I just woke up.
You're right, man. Yeah, dude, Matt just woke up from a nap. Sorry, guys, he's a little.
Usually, like, if you take a nap and you know you're gonna take a nap, it's easier. But when you fall asleep on accident, you just get
worse.
Messed up.
Oh yeah, dude. You feel like groggy the rest of the night, dude. Honestly.
Yeah, bad timing. But we will be right back after this break. See ya, guys. Folks, we are back with the Lakers Lens podcast covering the Nuggets game now. Really sad game. I mean, I feel like we came out hot. Pretty good game. Like, first quarter, 33 points apiece. Of course, the Nuggets are like one of the best offensively and one of the worst defensively. But let's just go over numbers real quick. We lost 122 to 105. Anthony Davis, 14 minutes, 15 points, kind of a wash. Got hurt. We'll get to that. LeBron, only 31 minutes. He kind of sat out the fourth for good reason. I mean, no reason to play him in that situation. 22, 10, and 9, almost a triple-double, which is crazy. Gasol, 5 points. Schroeder, only 8 points. Gosh. KCP, 7 points. But
both those people, man. Gosh, so
19 minutes. Kuzma, another good game, 19 and 8. THT had 10 and 5. Some of these are like garbage minutes though. Harrell had 4 and 6, so pretty weak night for Harrell.
He had a rough night.
Caruso, 11 and 3. And then on the Nuggets side, kind of what we were worried about covering this game before it started. Like we said, you just can't contain Jokic and Murray for several games in a row. It's going to happen. I mean, Jokic had a triple-double in the third quarter.
Yeah, I knew it was going to I was just waiting for it. It was
23, 16, and 10 in only 35 minutes. Probably more like 28 is when he got the triple-double or less. But Jamal Murray, 25, 6, and 4. This guy... Facundo Campazzo.
Oh, yeah. Dude, this guy's, like, dropping dimes out there, man. Yeah. Marcelo Huertas, 2.0.
Well, no, this guy's tiny, man. He's, like, 5'10",
Did you see that pass he made? No look by Kuzma's face?
Yeah.
That was insane, dude. What?
Yeah, I was watching the broadcast. It was, like, I think it was Stu Lance was, like, they just were talking about, like, other big players, and he's, like, under the radar, Campazzo has 15 points in 15 minutes. And we're like, who is this guy? Oh, my God.
Always against the Lakers, dude. There's always that one guy that has a good game.
Yeah, that's the other big guy that made, like, 4 threes. Zeke Nnaji, 16 and 3. So, I mean, I feel like there's not a ton to say in this game other than, like, this is that reset game that I was talking about. Which is scary. Yeah. And then, of course, AD got hurt. But after that, it just seemed like the energy was, if there was any, was just gone.
Yeah, and honestly, like I'm not frustrated with this game. What I'm more frustrated about is like when you were saying the stats of the game and you said Schroeder had 8 and KCP had 7. That's what bothers me, dude. Like honestly, like the fact that we lost this game, like it's demoralizing when like one of your best players like has it. I mean, they maybe thought he tore his Achilles, dude. Like the way he walked off, like I mean, we all were holding our breath, dude. Like he came down on it weird. He was like you can tell when he went to shoot free throws, dude. Like he was in pain. You could tell, and like that's a scary thing. Kobe shot free throws too, so like, and the way he walked off, like looked kind of like Kobe when he tore his Achilles. Like I don't know. I think us Laker fans, PTSD, you know, we started, you know, a little freaking out a little bit, and so did the players, and I think that's what happened. And you know, listen, it's okay. Like you said, reset game. Let's move on. Now we know the 18 news, so we can kind of just start fresh, you know, have a fresh practice, know that we're not going to have 80 this game so we can prepare for it, right? Because we didn't prepare for 80 to go out mid-game. Again, I said this before, but I'm really curious to see how Vogel is going to adjust without having 80 on the floor, defensively especially. I think offensively we can find ways, but really defensively, how are we going to protect the paint?
Yeah.
You're not going to just have Gasol and, I mean...
No, you're absolutely not.
So, but the Schroeder thing and the KCP thing, that's just extremely frustrating, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Play better. It's not rocket, dude. Come on. Like, that's terrible, dude.
We have high expectations for those players, especially Schroeder. I mean,
dude.
The guy is on any other team.
He vanishes sometimes. It's like he's been playing pretty solid overall, and I'm not going to get on him too much. But, like, man, and defensively he's done good things. But, like, dude, this is a game we would have needed you to drop 30. And maybe he's just not that good as good as I think or something.
I think he is, man. I mean, when he was on the Hawks, he was so good.
I know. I've seen him do it, dude. Like, again, another player I'm going to be watching. We're going to need your offense, dude. Please, Schroeder, dude, please. Like, can you please just, like, I don't know, watch some Kobe videos. Get inspired. We're going to need you to, like, that Nets game, dude. Like, come on, dude. They don't play defense. Drive to the hoop every possession. Put the pressure on them.
Kuzma looked good this game.
Yeah.
That put back donkey out over, I don't know who it was. Porter, I think.
Porter. Yeah.
Just going after the ball. Like that same article I read, it was like, what's the key to getting rebounds? He's like, I just want the ball more. And he's like, I just go get the ball.
It's true. It's effort, man.
So he's been looking great. I think his energy is up. And hopefully, like I know, like you were saying before, like we don't wish injuries on anyone, but like. Hopefully that's the inspiration he needs to be like, okay, I'm the second option now, and I need to put 20 points a game for us.
And again,
win.
We don't want LeBron to be having to, put all the weight on his shoulders. I want these other guys. I want to see a 30-pointer from Kuzma. I want to see a 30-point night from Schroeder. I want to see a 27-point night from KCP and 6 threes. Like, I want to see this stuff. Dude, you guys are capable of it. You're good enough. You're getting paid hefty. Like, come on, man. It's time for you, KCP. Time for you to start waking up, dude. Like, I don't know. Even THT, these other guys, like role players. This is your time. So that's my closing thoughts there on that one.
Yeah, I mean, and this just goes back to what you were talking about as far as the team, and we just need that shooter that's like you have no doubt in your mind that they're gonna make it. I mean, obviously they'll miss shots, but like a guy that is just so reliable on the 3-point line is something that we haven't had in a long time, honestly. I can't think of like certain teams like will like target shooters to like have on their team, but we just don't do it. Like KCP is a good shooter, but he was always kind of more of a just a scorer all around, and I feel like when they come to the Lakers, we like make them 3-point shooters, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes they fall behind because that's not how they originally were. So I kind of think we saw a little bit of that. But
we're just going to really kind of, to your point, we're really going to need to pick up our 3-point shooting because these 6 for 30 nights, it's not going to cut it in the playoffs. You're going to lose. You got to shoot better, man. I mean, it's just the NBA game today is so much beyond the arc that it's like, and again, like KCP played great in the playoffs, like, and that's why we, those clutch threes down the stretch, you just need it, and we've been shooting so bad. I mean, it's like, that's why I get so frustrated with like the Wes Matthews. It's like, that's your only job, man. You should be shooting hundreds of shots in practice. Like, you get your opportunity, like, knock it down, dude.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be important now.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to ask you, if you don't mind. So there's a couple two different Woj bombs, as I like to say, this morning. One was that Andre Drummond is on the trade market. They're going to rest him until they find a suitor for him. And also Blake Griffin. So I wanted to ask you, Matt. I'm going to switch around here and ask you the questions. Now we were talking about like what the Lakers need, in the buyout market or whatever. So, okay, Drummond's going to be traded because he's good enough to be traded. Blake Griffin, nobody wants to pick up his contract, so I think he might be a buyout. He's going to get bought out. That's my prediction. Do you think it's worth to try to be aggressive to go for Drummond right now? And then what do you think of Griffin as well? Like where would you want to? Do you want the Lakers to even go to either of those routes?
I would prefer Drummond. Because I have this ever since Blake Griffin left the Clippers, he's just not been the same. I think he's done. I think he's Hollywood. He's all Hollywood now. Like, he's a comedian. Like,
oh, he is. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
what?
Dude. He's
really?
he does stand-up.
Well,
comedy.
Then maybe he wants to go to LA, play 1 year.
That's true.
Dude, what if we got him on a cheap buyout, like a Markieff Morris?
That's my other point. Is like. Yeah. Coming to LA does inspire a lot of players to play better. But, I mean, Blake's already played here for...
He looks pretty washed, though.
He just hasn't looked good in a long time.
Yeah.
Drummond, on the other hand, is like, he doesn't need to be much... He's just a rebound machine a block machine.
A blocker, yeah. Oh, we would benefit so much from him.
Right. And that would let well, it depends what it looks like. Is that a trade?
It would have. He's going to get traded because he has trade value, and they're not going to buy him out because they can get a second round pick and maybe another player for him. I'm worried. So my thing is, I don't think the Lakers have it. Like, I just don't think they can. So I don't think they're going to be able to get Drummond. I mean, it would be amazing if somehow they could. That's why I think a buyout like a Blake Griffin would be more like definitely have a better chance of getting a Blake Griffin, but I was just curious.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to Blake Griffin at all. Like, I think he's... But if we had to compare... Now, you make a good point. Like, am I willing to give up players for Drummond and then...
Yeah.
As opposed to Blake Griffin by himself with no players gone? Like, I'd rather take Blake Griffin, but as a player... Like a player choice, I'd pick Drummond just because he's just still
and also,
dominant.
Like, remember how it ended with Blake Griffin? Like, it was horrible. I was actually watching the video this morning with like Steve Ballmer when he tried to shake Blake Griffin's hand. He ran to the locker room. Like, he's clearly not been happy. Detroit sucks. Yeah. Like, he's not happy there. So it's like kind of what you're saying. Like, what if he goes to LA? Like, he likes it because he can do his thing on the side. He's just mentally more happy. Yeah, he's not going to be the Blake Griffin in the prime dunking on people, but like, he could still be like a solid piece that could help us win a championship. I mean, I don't doubt that. He's a veteran. Maybe that's all it takes. I mean, it's happened with other players. You've seen it. So, personally...
Could be like a Dwight Howard situation.
A Dwight Howard. Exactly. Dwight Howard. Dude, everyone said Dwight Howard was washed when he was on the Wizards. Everyone's like, he's done. He needs to retire. He's washed. Everyone said that. Laker fans said that. And he's not. He came to Lakers and played amazing. So It's definitely possible. So I just wanted to ask you about that before we wrap this up. I wanted to touch on those.
Yeah, no, I think it should be exciting, and I think no matter what, like, they're always going to talk about the like a good team in the trade block, even if they're not like actively looking for players.
Yeah.
So just us being that good is like, it makes us a contender, which is cool.
Totally.
But let's move on to
Previews
for next week. We do have a interesting couple weeks up ahead. It seems like this season has been like all easy games and then all hard games, but tomorrow we got the Timberwolves. Thursday, February 18th, we have the Nets. Saturday, the 20th, the Heat, who have surprisingly not been playing that well. But it is a finals rematch. What do you make of this Timberwolves game? Worst team in the league. But
So-
Cat has come back.
This is a perfect... Yeah, Cat's back. I don't care. This is a perfect scenario for the Lakers to have the Kuzmas, the Schroeders, step up. And what I've been talking about, the whole theme of this podcast, what I keep reiterating with like the AD injury, this is the game I want to see it. Dude, I swear, man, I am going to lose my mind if we come out flat and we come out just playing down to our competition, beating ourselves. Like, I'm going to lose it. Like, I'm at the point of, I'm going to lose it. Put these teams away, man. Like, just with, even without LeBron, I think we're a better team than the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
I truly think that. I really do. And so this game to me, my biggest just basically my biggest things going in this game that I want to see is the role players stepping up into bigger roles, into starting caliber roles, you know, big minutes, big points. I mean, someone's got to score the points, so it's going to come from somebody. I don't want to see 30-40 from LeBron in this game. I don't want to see that. I want to see 24. I want to see 30 from Schroeder. I want to see 35 from Schroeder. I want to see 30 from Kuzma. Come on, man. Give me something, dude. So
I totally agree.
That's my thoughts, and I'm predicting a W. I'm going to say they're going to do it.
I have this weird feeling, and I get these little inklings. No, I'm not going to say we're gonna
I thought you were going to say we're going to lose.
But I have this weird feeling that LeBron's not going to play.
Oh.
I think he's going to rest. This is just like a really bold take, but
Rest for the Nets.
Yeah, because like, come on. And then it's like you said, it's a good opportunity to give the young guys and the Kuzmas, Schroeders, a better chance to solidify.
Too. We even talked about
exactly.
Yeah.
To solidify like a second or third guy role for when we play these games against the Nets. You know, it's like let the non-stars dog it out against the Timberwolves, like you said. Like, that's what we need. We need them to get some confidence going into these tough games. But I do agree, it's going to be a W for the Lakers.
Sweet. All right. Then we get to talk about the most exciting one, the most hype, dude. This is the most hyped game, like.
Well,
but we don't have AD, so now it's like.
I think KD's out too.
No, he's out the next last game, and then I think, or I don't know. He'll be back by Friday.
Okay.
He was only out a couple games, they said.
It's gonna be scary for sure.
I'm picking us to get destroyed, personally.
Just the most firepower you'll ever see on a team.
We're not going to be able to defend them, I'm sorry. Without AD, it's... No.
Yeah. I saw like a Twitter video of Kyrie like saying he's playing shooting guard now, apparently.
Yeah. Harden's the point guard, yeah.
It just doesn't matter with those guys.
It doesn't matter, dude. Yeah.
You don't really need offense.
KD's where I just don't think we can stop KD. Like, that's my issue.
Yeah. I guess who's going to guard him? Kuzma? Or
it's going to be...
LeBron?
It's going to be really rough. It's like, LeBron can guard KD, and he can probably do a pretty good job, but it's like, dude, then LeBron's going to be gassed on offense, and who's going to pick it up on... Like, I mean, I could see it being kind of a high-scoring game, because that's kind of how Nets games go, but, like, man, I'm Sorry, guys. I love the Lakers. With AD, this is a whole different game. Because, like I said this, AD is the X factor for the Nets. Nobody can guard him. A healthy AD, too. A healthy one. Not an AD that's, like, dealing with this tendonitis or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
AD is the key. That's how we're going to win a championship, guys. Like, trust me. No one, they don't have an answer. DeAndre Jordan cannot even come close. AD can get them in foul trouble, destroy them in the paint, and stretch the floor. Without AD, I'm sorry, we are getting killed in this game. I'm calling it right now.
The only thing I see for us winning is LeBron scoring 40 plus.
I don't even want that. I don't care. I don't want him putting that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What do you think? Are you saying L2?
I'm totally on the boat with you. I just think it's
who's
the
guarding
superpower, like
who's guarding
the firepower is crazy. Now, I will say that it's another thing too. It's like we're the second best team in the West. Like, it doesn't help that we're the Lakers and that we're doing well right now to play a team like that without our second best
and
player.
They're gonna want to beat us, dude. Trust
That's what I'm
me.
saying.
Like, they're gonna have all the motivation in the world. So
yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's not gonna be fun, but you never know, man. It's the NBA, so. Yeah. But then on Saturday, so we're playing games in like 2-day spurts, which I don't really love. I wish it was like 3 days apart, at least one of them. But on Saturday, it's the Heat, Lakers. Heat are only 11-15. I don't know what's going on with them.
COVID, they had COVID stuff.
Yeah,
like a lot of players out. Yeah,
but it's a finals rematch. Which of course we dominated, but that's another story. What do you make of this one?
I actually think we match up pretty well against the Heat. They don't have, I mean, they have Bam, but he's kind of an undersized big. So I think okay, so you said a bold prediction. We should do this every episode. We should each say one bold prediction. My bold prediction is Montrezl Harrell is going to start that game.
Oh.
Because I think him and Bam, I actually think would be a great matchup to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want Gasol guarding Bam. I think that's a mismatch. He's too quick. So I'm going to go bold here. I know Vogel usually doesn't do stuff like that. But you know what? With AD out, you never know. I think that actually we match up good there. I think Jimmy Butler, we can contain him enough. I think this is a game where we actually could roll. I think we know that we kind of have the Heat's number. They're gonna the whole thing. The Heat want to, get a rematch, whatever. They'll have that motivation. Yeah, but at the same time, I think we also have their number. Remember that that series should have been over in 5. Okay, yes, they did have injuries. I'll give them that, but I really think it took Jimmy Butler playing probably the best game of his career to beat us.
Yeah.
Of his career. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen him play better. So I really like that matchup. LeBron always plays good against the Heat. I think it's because I think LeBron will be pumped to play that game because it's his former team. He likes playing against Spoelstra. I don't know. Yeah. I've even last year, LeBron always put up good games against the Heat. He had that 50-something, 60-something game last year. I don't know if you remember that against the Heat. So I think LeBron will be motivated. I think they'll have issues guarding Schroeder. I think that's going to be a problem for them. So I don't know. I just think matchup-wise, if you look up roster by roster, even without AD, I think we actually match up pretty well with them. So I'm going to say the Lakers will pull that one off. I don't think it'll be like a blowout or anything, but I think we'll just get a solid win.
Yeah. I'm actually 3 for 3 with you this week.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a bold take, though. I want it to be in the Nets game. I'm trying to figure out what.
Well, didn't you already say one? Game. You said wait, what was it? I forgot. You said some bold take. I feel like already.
I don't know. I'll do it for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, do
game.
Another one. Yeah.
I think in the Timberwolves game, you're gonna see. I think Kuzma's ready to go.
Career high.
No.
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. He's a little banged up. He's got a hand thing.
Yeah.
I think Kuzma's going to have 25.
Okay.
I think he's
That's not
ready
really a
to
bold
play.
take, though. That's kind of like, I feel like...
25? I don't think he scored 25 this season, has he?
Didn't he just have 25? I swear like he just had
20.
Oh, okay.
Fine, I'll make it 30.
Yeah, make it 30. Come on. High
That's
expectations
pretty
for him. Yeah, 30 is bold.
Yeah, he's...
A Kuzma 30. I think he's going to get it, though. I'm telling you, man. One of these games, he's going to have it. I agree with you. I think he'll get it.
Wow, okay.
Wait, he did have 30 a game this year, I think. Sorry.
Did he?
I feel like it's irrelevant, but I think he did have a 30-point game. Wasn't it against the Timberwolves? No?
I'm going to look it up really fast.
Yeah, look it up.
Kuzma. My mom loves Kuzma, dude.
Oh, really?
She calls him Guzman. I'm like, Mom, it's Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma. That's his name.
Guzman? Oh, man.
Yeah. I always watch Sunday games at my parents' house, and my mom just yells at the TV.
Oh, nice. How's the family doing? Good?
They're good.
Hanging in there?
Yeah, they're hanging in there. Okay, I'm looking. No 30-point game, but his high this season is 22 against the Pistons.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, that's actually really surprising.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I thought
what
he
I'm
had
saying.
one game where he had like 30. I don't know, maybe. Okay, but I'm going a bold take with you, dude. 30. Come on.
All right, we'll do 30.
All right.
So yeah, that's the preview for next week. I want to throw a couple things at you.
Yeah, give me the questions.
What do you think? This is like a hot take on Reddit I saw. And this is pretty random, but it's like, the title is the NBA is overdoing all the jersey colors and the themed courts.
Whoa, that is random. What do you mean overdoing it? Like
you've seen this year, like so many new jerseys.
Oh yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
You don't like it either?
Yeah. I miss the old, just like you have your Sundays you wear, and then like home away, and then like one throw. I'm cool with like a throwback. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I like those, but like, it's been way too much in my opinion. Yeah. Like, dude, and also like I hate like the Lakers are away and they're wearing yellow. Like, what are we doing, dude?
Well, I think
I hate it so much.
Well, what they did, I think it was like 2 or 3 seasons ago, they made it so you can choose your home team color.
I mean, it's just stupid. I don't like that. Like, I just miss the old classic, Lakers are away, we're in our purple. Lakers are home, we're in our yellow. Oh, it's a Sunday home game. Well, we still do that. Wear your whites.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, definitely think it's cool to, like, occasionally have your throwback, but, man, they're doing it too much.
It's also, like, unrecognizable. Like, if you saw someone wearing one of those weird jerseys, like the crazy jerseys, you're like, what team you
I hate that. Like, don't the Heat have those weird jerseys? I don't know. One of these teams.
Like the Miami Knights or whatever?
Yeah. Ugh, it's ugly.
Okay, and then I just want to bring this up. I've said it a couple times, but... Oh, this is another thing. I'll bring up that last part later. Have you heard of the Ignite team, the G League team?
No. Refresh me. Maybe I've heard of it.
So, it just started. The G League just started the season. And first of all, I watched like a little bit of the game. It was Jeremy Lin and he's on the Santa Cruz Warriors.
Oh, I saw some highlights. Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And then they played this team. It's a combination. It's called Ignite. It's a combination of like old NBA players and then like the kids that the top kids that didn't go to college that are going to be drafted in the summer. So
that's cool.
Yeah, you have the number 1 projected draft pick, Jalen Green, is on the team, and then you have Jarrett Jack, Amir Johnson, this guy named Bobby Brown, who's 36.
Oh, I remember Bobby Brown. I think he went to Fullerton.
Yeah, he's super good.
Yeah. I may be wrong there, guys. Sorry. He did? Okay, I remember.
Yeah. But it's just kind of cool to see these teams.
I want to watch that. That's interesting. I got to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Do you think that's a good... I mean, I watched a little bit and it looked awkward to see, like, Jared Jack, like, kind of stunting these kids, like, playing time, but it was also cool. Like,
I think that's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives, like, you know, I don't know, some of these young guys to get some experience with, like, playing with older guys. I think that would have been great for THT last year when he was recovering from his injury, like, something like that.
Yeah.
Because, again, he's, like, hitting the wall now of, like, oh, my God, like, NBA, like, you know, it's good for their development. I really like that.
I will say the Warriors are pretty good, too, with their G League program. They just send guys up and down, like my boy Jordan.
They've developed, I was just going to say they developed a couple players for sure. The Warriors are good with development. Yeah,
my boy Jordan Poole from Michigan. I love that guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's done well in the G League. But one other thing, Max, is LaMelo Ball, man. He's just...
the beast.
What do you think about him?
Well, he's the best ball brother. I think we can all agree on that. I mean, Lonzo doesn't even come close to him. Sorry. It sucks we were a little late.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we drafted the wrong ball brother. He's a stud, man. We play him soon, and I'm really excited for that game. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too.
He has that. He plays like a veteran. I think that's what's so amazing about his game. He's so smart. His basketball IQ is out of this world, man. He plays with good pace, good kind of what you're criticizing THT for, like THT going too fast, then slow, then fast. You know, LaMelo plays with a good pace, right? Like that's why he's so good. THT could learn a couple things from him, but man, he has a bright future. He's so young. Like I was saying earlier, it's rare for these guys that are this young to have that. But again, he was a lottery pick. So those are like the few that are so talented. But I don't know, man. The Hornets kind of have a bright future, I think.
Yeah,
some ballers over there.
I think it's for his rookie season. It's a good place for him because they have just nothing to play for except for like the future.
Exactly.
So
no
he
pressure.
just has complete free reign to. So
and
I
that
totally
coach
agree.
is like that too. That coach just like lets him play. From what I've read, like he's just very like just go play, which is exactly who I would love to play for. A guy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And then let's do a quick little live analysis. I'm just looking at the scores right now. Just give me like a couple words on each game.
Okay.
Wizards beating the Rockets by 6 right now.
Toss up.
Bradley Beal, 21 points.
Oh, that's the trade though. I didn't even realize that.
That's
I kind of want to watch that now because that has some drama. How about the Wizards just destroying the Celtics? That was fun.
Yeah.
This is just a toss-up, to be honest, man. Both these teams don't really play defense.
Yeah. I know.
Not good defensive teams, so it's like you just don't know with teams like that, you know. Your Bulls, dude. Matt's a Bulls fan.
I'm looking at this right now. I'm a Lakers fan, but 16, I do love the Bulls.
16 for LaVine already.
Yeah, he's looking nice.
You know who I like on the Bulls, dude? I like that center guy. What's his name? Wendell Carter.
Yeah, Wendell Carter. I think he's.
I like him. I think he's hurt.
9-9. No, he's 9-9 right now. Yeah.
I know. I like him.
And then a horrible game here: the Hawks versus the Knicks. Our boy Julius Randle, 20-4.
Also,
in the second
I know,
quarter.
man, he's been tearing it up. Also, what's going on with the Hawks? I thought they were supposed to be real. Everyone's like, they're a playoff team this year. They're 11-15. They did lose Gallinari, I think, but that's not like a. It's not going to change your whole team.
I have no clue. And then John Collins, we talked about him on the
side. And that drama. They're trying to trade him. Like, what's going on with the Hawks, man?
I wouldn't mind him. I'd rather have him than Drummond and Blake Griffin.
They're asking for a first round lottery pick for him. I was reading.
Oh,
this
great!
one. So
we definitely don't have that.
Not going to be able to get that one.
Yeah, I think we're out of that one.
How about the Sixers Jazz, dude? I'm about to turn that on after this.
That's gonna be fun to watch.
Great game. Who are you cheering for?
Why is that on League Pass?
I have a site I can send you if you want.
We can't say that out loud.
Yeah. Can you blur that out?
On the air. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure out how to watch it, but
I have a site that's called DirecTV. You just have to call them, and then you get cable. And,
okay.
And then you buy League Pass. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like...
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Great.
But anyways, that's a really good game, though, on the real. That is...
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Okay, guys. Well, we'll wrap this up here. We're looking forward to a 2-1 week. So hopefully that's, hopefully 3-0, but the Nets, we got to be realistic with you guys. We're not going to blow smoke. But make sure you follow us on Twitter. Max, what's the Twitter handle?
Every time you
no, I want you to say it because you run the show.
No, it's at Lens Lakers. LENS Lakers. Follow me on Twitter. Please interact with me. I try to tweet. I'm getting actually a lot of, seriously, dude, I've been getting, a lot of people, liking my stuff, responding. Someone was like, I found your account just scrolling through Twitter, and, I thought it was super, I don't know. So, honestly, interact. I love it, guys. I'm just a Laker fan. I'm a diehard Laker fan. So is Matt. We just like talking ball, man. We just love talking about it. So, But one thing I want to say before we leave, just, I know that AD news sucks. I get it. It's unfortunate, right? We would love a fully healthy AD season. But it might be a blessing in disguise. This might be a good thing for other guys to step up and have an opportunity now and have AD just get back to being AD, because that's all we want. And enjoy it. We're literally the best team in the league. I'm sorry. We are.
Yeah.
We're going to expect some losses coming up. Don't freak out. Don't panic. It's okay. We don't have AD. We're going to cough up some games. We just need to get to the playoffs healthy, and we will be fine. So just enjoy it. That's all I want to say.
Okay. I'm just going to grill you really quick before we go.
Oh, no.
You retweeted...
What?
I feel like you're the president, and I'm a reporter questioning you. Max, you retweeted Lake Show Yo. LeBron is the MVP. The NBA better not mess it up again. SMH. You stand by that statement?
Yes. He's the MVP of the league. He is.
No, I agree. I just wanted to...
Yeah.
You have to back it up.
He is. I mean, again, it's one of those things where it's you take LeBron out of the Lakers, we're irrelevant.
Yeah.
He does so much for this team. In every way. Stuff that doesn't even show up on the stat sheet. Even at 36, he is the motor for this team. And kind of what we were talking about, we want to get away from that a little bit, just because it's we want these other guys to take initiative, but it's he is the motor of the team. You want to say Joel Embiid is not the motor of the Sixers.
Right.
They have other pieces that make that run. LeBron is our motor. That's how I see it. He's putting up almost a triple-double every game. So, and he deserved it last year, in my opinion. We're the second best. And now it's going to be tough because it's without AD, so we'll see how it shapes out. But I just think he's so valuable in every way.
I think we should do that from now on, a segment at the end of the... Or a little part at the end of the segment where we go through your Twitter, or the Twitter, and kind of ask you what you were thinking when you tweeted that. I
think that's good.
That's a good idea.
And if someone else responds, maybe we can pull out their response and talk about it. We'll do that next time.
Bring them on the show.
So, guys, go ahead and comment on my Twitter, even on the Instagram, and we'll bring, or ask questions or anything you want, and we'll talk about it. We'll look through it and we'll talk about it next time.
Exactly. Yeah, and then of course Twitter or the Instagram is Lakers Lens Podcast. I've been doing a couple live update things, kind of let's pull it together Lakers sort of thing, third quarter halftime stuff. So go check us out there. Make sure to subscribe to YouTube, comment, like, subscribe. And guys, we will see you next
Spotify too.
week. Spotify. Yep, we're all over the place. All right, guys, take it easy. We will talk to you soon. Bye.